Right, so you guys have been asking me for the truss question, which I've had a go at. Hopefully this works. I'm going to do its section of joint, method of joints, and method of sections. So hopefully you can pick your favourite and we'll just run with that one. These ones have lengths in them, but they should be directly applicable to the portfolio question. Just because you can use trigonometry like Akinola showed you in his lecture. I don't know if you've watched that, but definitely give that a watch. Right, so the question I've got is this really sexy triangle with these supporting beams, and we know that everything is 2 meters and 4 meters. So I'm go through, label all my things. That's joined at the wall. That's called G, B, C, D, E, and F. So I'm going to use method of sections and method of joints to find the resulting forces at BC and GF, hopefully. So they should all equate around, if I've said that right. So the force I've got acting on this overall is 10 kilonewtons, hopefully. Can you see that? Right. So, step one for anyone, doesn't really matter which one you're doing, whether it's sections or joints, is to sort out your pens so you know which colour you're using for what section. And to make a free body diagram. So essentially, now we've seen that, I'm going to get rid of it. So, we already know that that's 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. 4 meters, we know it's at the wall, so we can just leave ourselves with this. Put A back, which I'm doing in green. So no, that's A. Right, so I have 10,000 newtons of force there, a reaction force at A in the Y direction, because it's joined at the wall. I have a reaction force at A in the X direction. Is that visible? And I have a reaction force going this way. That one's going that way. That one's going this way at G in the X direction. Now, that one's going this way because if you think about it, this is all turning downwards with this force, so it's pushing that moment in, so we're going to get a reaction back. Same with this one, it's pulling it away, so the force is going that way, so we're going to get a reaction back. Everything acts against each other. So we're looking at these as reactions, not the actual turning forces. So, step one, because we know what it's doing, I wrote it down. Step one, we need to take, what's a better colour for this? What can you see better, green or purple? I don't know, we'll just run with green then. Step one is the sum of the forces in the vertical direction. So that's the easiest one because we've only got two. We've got a reaction that way and our original force. So the sum of the forces in the Y direction equals 0. And we know that. So in the vertical direction we've got, what we don't know is AY, if I can actually remember my alphabet. And we've got minus 10 kilonewtons equals 0, therefore our reaction Y is 10 kilonewtons. So, straight up, simple, we know that. Hopefully you understood that. Quite straightforward. I'm going to throw this whiteboard on the floor while I'm rubbing this out. How's this for a lecture theatre? It's weird giving lectures to nobody. Anyway. So, next, what's the other one from vertical? Horizontal. So, we don't need that anymore. Get rid of that. So we need the sum of the forces in the horizontal direction, which is that way. Yeah. You can laugh at me all you like. So, we know the 2 in this direction, we've only got 2, and we've got the reaction of A in the x direction. If we take, doesn't really matter which way we take as positive, we've got that straight up equal to the reaction of G in the x direction, because the thing doesn't fall off the wall, and whatever that is must equal that, so that's about it. So we know that that one equals that one. We don't know the values though. Oh well. I can see this falling, hitting me in the face while we're filming it, and then everybody uploads it anyway just for a laugh for £200 uneven frame. So, next is moments. If you remember what a moment is, I'll just give you a moment to think about it, but a moment is a turning force from a distance. So this force acting here, this 10 kilonewtons, has a moment that way because it's that distance away, and we've got this moment here, which is reaction, which is that distance away. So if we take moments at A, using A as our relative point, moments at A, we know everything must equal 0 because the thing isn't spinning off into oblivion. It's just sat there taking this 10 kilonewtons like a tank. So if we assume, I should always write this down, that anti-clockwise is positive. I'll leave that there because I can't reach that bit anyway. So anti-clockwise is positive. So what have we got acting away from A? Well, we've got two. We've got RGX, which is four meters away. Feel like it was a 4. And then these are all 2. And then we've got 10 kilonewtons spinning that way, so that must be negative. So this one's going anti-clockwise, if you follow it, going that way. And this one's going clockwise, so that must be negative. So we've got whatever GX is times 4 meters, and that's positive. Get rid of that so I can rub it in. And then we've got whatever that 10 was times 10 to the 3, because we're always looking at size, times 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6 meters. And that should give us 0. Well, it will once we work it out. So we've got everything equal to 0, so we know that RGX is equal to, add that to that side, so we've got 10 times 10 to the 3 Newton meters times 6 all over that 4, which is 10,000 times 60 equal to 2 over 3, 3 over 2, so 15 times 10 to the 3 newtons, which in simple terms is 15 kilonewtons. Can you see that? Yes. So 15 kilonewtons, and we know that is RGX. So GX is 15 kilonewtons. And as we said before, RGX is equal to AX. So AX must equal, why am I writing that again? 15 kilonewtons. So now we know that, we know that, and we know that. So we've got everything we need. Brilliant. Right, the only thing we need now is the overall reaction at A. So that's 15, that's 15, that's 10. Should probably write that in. So we can get rid of this. Best thing is, no one can have a go at me for rubbing it off while we're writing it down, because this is a video, you can pause it. Amazing. Plus if I cock it up, you can all see it. So, last one, we know the entire reaction at A. So I'm going to call this reaction at A. And we're going to use the triangle thing. Everybody knows the triangle thing from when you're in high school, which is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Fantastic. So we've got AX, the reaction BY, and that is the same as that because everything's going in the Y direction. So we know that RA is equal to, that's not really very good, is it? Let's edit that bit out. Let's not, because I can't bother. RA equals the square root of 15 times 10 to the minus 3 squared plus 10 times 10 to the 3 squared, which is nearly less than 20. Should probably use a calculator. Square root 15 squared plus 10 just over 18, so we'll call it, for simple, for cash, call it 18 kilonewtons. Right, so now we know the reaction at A is 18 kilonewtons, and if we've got that 10 kilonewton force back in, we know the reaction at this point is 18 kilonewtons in a direction, and that's the only thing we need now. So the only thing we need is what angle is that acting at. So use that. This is just an example. So we know that that's 18. We've got I can't even write it. 18 kilonewtons in some angle. Right. Now what that angle is we go back to trigonometry. How good's that? You know, said in second year high school you'd never use it again. Well, here it is. So the angle theta must be the inverse tan of whatever that one over that one. Yes. The up one over the side one. Because that one over that one gives us that angle. So, what value do we get there? Well, the inverse tan of, that'll be 10 over 15. So that's 10 over 15. In degrees, just over 33, so 33.69. Nice. 33.7 degrees. So, because that's going that way, I know that it's actually that, leave it. Leave that there. Right, hello. So, phone died. So here we go. So this is the point we're up to. We've actually got 33.7 degrees. The angle, which is just theta, which is that way. So we need to inverse it because we already said that anti-clockwise is positive. So that would mean that the actual reaction at G is the positive one, turning that way. And RA is 180 minus 33.7, actually no, 33.69 for the lols, which is 146-ish degrees. And I rubbed it off because I thought that's what I would do. Kilonewtons. So we've got that and that. So therefore the reaction at G is the positive horizontal one. So we find the reaction force is there, all using one load there. Brilliant. So that's method of sections. Yes, because I sectioned it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down and then use method of joints at here. So we're going to do method joints here. So hopefully I'll stitch that together and it should look like a decent edit. So I need to stitch them 3 videos together.